ain't taking nothing but win.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Unscripted Sports Show. MoneyE here, back with the final live reaction of the 2025 College Football Final 12-team rankings reveal show. Watching it now, they just revealed Indiana as number 1. Number 2 is Indiana. Number 2 is Ohio State. I'll reveal mine in a second here. I had predicted what I thought was going to happen, but let's see. This is what I think would happen, but not gonna. Indiana. I had Indiana, Georgia. This is what I thought was gonna be. I thought it's gonna be, since they already did to do. I thought it was gonna be Indiana, Georgia, number 1, number 2. Then Texas Tech, Ohio State, Oregon, number 5, 6, A&M 7, Oklahoma 9, 8, Notre Dame 9, Alabama 10, Tulane 11, and James Madison 12. So here we go. Number 3. So number 3 is Georgia. So I totally have 2, 3, and 4 all wrong in my predictions for this. And here's mine. This is mine. It's my own, my opinion. This is what I thought. This is what I think should be the rankings. Indiana, obviously. I thought Texas Tech should be number 2. I think Texas Tech is the second best team in the country, or the third best team in the country, if you want to argue Ohio State. I think Texas Tech had slightly better offense than Ohio State, and that's why. And in Georgia, I thought the top 3 conference winners should be top 3. And
first conference championship since 1954, and the Red Raiders are seated forward.
And Texas Tech is number 4. There you go. The Red Raiders are number 4, which I think is bogus. They dominated that game yesterday. I think they should be number 2. So my rankings again: Indiana is on the bottom. Indiana, Texas Tech, Georgia, Ohio State, number 4, and I'm number 5. Ole Miss 6, Oregon 7, Oklahoma 8. I have Notre Dame and Miami in, and Alabama out. So Notre Dame number 9, replacing BYU. Miami replacing Alabama in my rankings from last week. And then BYU. No. Then I have Notre Dame number 9, Miami number 10, Madison number 11, and Tulane number 12. I've always had Miami. I always had James Madison ahead Tulane. I think they're a better team, but that's my opinion. So the bottom is my rankings, my predictions, what I thought was going to happen. Again, what I thought the committee was going to do was Indiana, Georgia, Texas Tech, Ohio State, Oregon number 5, Ole Miss 6, A&M 7, Oklahoma 8, Notre Dame 9, Alabama 10, Tulane 11, and Madison 12. So right now I have Oregon number 5. So far so good. Ole Miss number 6. Got that right. My predictions. Again, predictions. This different from my. So I had 2 different ones. I had my own, and then I had predictions for what I thought what the committee was going to do. So far, top 4 I had right, but it was in a different order. But 5 and 6 I had right so far. 7 I expect it's going to be A&M. I think 5 through 12, I'm going to be right. Yep. And no surprise there.
Home game with the winner getting Ohio State. And I gotta be honest, I mean, a bit of a gripe, frankly, because A&M, you look at their strength of schedule play, they're sitting there at 16. They're sitting a spot behind Ole Miss, whose strength of schedule resides at 41. You say, well, the best.
I think A&M should have been number 5. I had them number 5 in my ranking. So the winner of A&M and number 10 seed will play Ohio State. The winner of Ole Miss and number 11 will play Georgia. The winner of 8-9 will play Indiana, and the winner of 5 and 12 will play Texas Tech. So we could possibly get Oregon, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Indiana, Ole Miss, Georgia rematch. Yep, Oklahoma's number 8. And here comes the controversy. Here it comes. Yep. Here comes the controversy.
Remember, 2 more conference champions have to go into the field. They are highly unlikely to be ranked in the top 12, so they're going to displace 2 teams in the rankings. So that means there are only 2 spots.
Here it comes. Alabama, Miami. 3 teams playing for 9 and 10. Of course, it's Alabama. No surprise there. No freaking surprise there. It's Alabama. Freaking stupid. So soft. The committee's so soft. They can't leave. They can't leave good old Alabama out of the field. They lost 3 freaking games, and they're gonna leave. They're gonna put them in. So stupid. So stupid. Committee is a bunch of SEC nuts. I'm an SEC guy, but Alabama should not be in the field. So, sorry, but they should not be in the field.
Championship, and what happens if they have to count somehow. And we're talking about Alabama maybe having the best win in the sport by going to Athens. They also have one of the worst losses by losing the Florida State match. So we just cannot erase that. I'm surprised at this move right here. Okay, when they run time to you have to define loss by record. Absolutely. If you go by power rankings, Florida State still time.
So they're doing Alabama Oklahoma rematch. I hope Oklahoma destroys them. I hope Oklahoma smashes them, and then the committee looks like fools. Alabama's going to Norman now, but Alabama's probably going to win. Wow! Holy crap!
This is very strange to me. And again, Rich, you mentioned earlier that they haven't compared these 2 teams. Well, why not?
So the last rankings, you have Miami jump Notre Dame, and neither team played this weekend. Why until now did Miami get ahead of Notre Dame? Why weren't they ahead of Notre Dame 4 weeks ago? They should have been ahead of Notre Dame 4 weeks ago then. Notre Dame got screwed. The Fighting Irish got screwed.
So here's the thing, to your point. We do this week in and week out. It's a beauty pageant. Now that the season is done, it's the resume contest. And So it's very easy to go back and compare these two teams when it comes to the resume contest, because now the head-to-head has to come into it. Their resume didn't change from Tuesday. I know, but everybody's resume is complete from the standpoint of their resume was already complete. If they doesn't change their resume, it was complete when we had it right on Tuesday. And so if we're going to make sense of this, and we're trying to watch it play out, if you want it to make sense, then make sense. If the resume was done on Tuesday, and on Tuesday, Notre Dame was a better football team, and the resume has not changed a lick. Two teams were sitting on the couch. Somehow, that flipped. There was one team between them and BYU that lost. It's now moved right next to each other. We're assuming BYU's moved back. We don't know that. So, yeah, but right. It's true, but the way they do it, it's a larger group.
Wow.
Different with the decision, correct? But now nothing. I agree with you. Nothing's changed. Makes everybody's resume is now done, and at that point,
So head to head. So they encountered head to head and losing in the conference championship. So they screwed Notre Dame. Wow. Wow. I was way off on that. So the two teams that got left out last year, Miami and Alabama, got in this year, and Notre Dame got screwed this year. And Tulane's number 11.
throughout the playoffs. There's another little twist on this matchup. John Summerall is going to Florida. He is now permanent head coach for Ole Miss without Lane Kiffin. You mentioned the 5 touchdowns. We also saw Duke and Virginia. It was a rematch last night, and Duke came out. Duke lost by 17, I think, the first time. So just because it was a blowout the first time doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a 5 touchdown. John Summerall's a good coach. I think he'll have the team ready to play. Okay, but it's going to be the last spot, the team that will go to Eugene to take on Oregon. And it is James Madison. So you have 2 of 5 teams in there.
No ACC. Yeah.
The ACC champion not making it is a little bit alleviated by the fact that they got a large team in the field.
So the ACC. So the most unlikely scenario was a conference winner doesn't get in, but another team from their conference gets in as an at-large. That scenario just happened. Miami getting in, and Duke, the ACC champions who beat Virginia last night, doesn't get in. So an ACC team got in, but as an at-large, and not as a conference champion. So the least likely scenario just happened. That was probably the least scenario where conference winner wins their conference championship, and doesn't get in, but a team from their conference gets in as an at-large. That scenario just happened. That was probably the least likely scenario going into these this last month of the season, that a conference winner, especially from a Power 4, would not get in, and a team from their conference would get in as an at-large.
Like we talked about before they released the rankings, I think again, it became a debate between Miami and Alabama. I think they got I think Bama or Miami.
So I was way off with my prediction. I wasn't way off. I got 5, 6, 7, and 8 right, and 9 and 10 wrong. Alabama's number 9. Alabama stays at number 9 after they get blown out. You could have. They should have been number 10 at the very least. You put them at number 10, and you have Miami. If you're gonna have Miami replace Notre Dame, you replace them at number 9. Then Alabama gets blown out in the SEC championship game, and they stay at number 9. Makes no sense. And then Tulane and James Madison wrong. All right. I mean, no, right. So the only one I got wrong was 9 and 10, and then 2 through 4. The order in that. I mean, I had Alabama in. I didn't have Notre Dame. I didn't have Miami in. I had Notre. So my predictions for this, what I thought the committee was going to do was not way off, but 2 through 4. 1 through 4 was the same team, but different order. And then 5, 6, 7, and 8 I got right. 9 and 10 I got wrong because I had Notre Dame in, and Alabama number 10. I thought Alabama would move down to 10 because he got blown out. And then I got 11 and 12 right. I got 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, and 12. But those are predictable. So 7 to 12, 7 out of 12 is not bad. So the matchups are as follows in the first round. It's Oregon versus James Madison, Ole Miss versus Tulane, A&M versus Miami, and Oklahoma and Alabama rematch. That's the only rematch. I think Tulane and Ole Miss played each other, I think. Right? Let me see. Yeah. Ole Miss. So you have a Tulane Ole Miss rematch, and then Oklahoma and Alabama rematch, but this time in Norman, Oklahoma. So you have that rematch, and you have Tulane and Ole Miss rematch. Holy crap! Yeah. Wow. I'll give up my national champion because let's see. Wait, hold on. So I'm gonna have Ole Miss. I'll probably reveal this again, but here we go. I have Oregon going ahead against Texas Tech. I have, unfortunately, I think Alabama will probably win. Alabama versus Indiana, Ole Miss versus Georgia, A&M versus Ohio State. I have Ohio State moving on to play Georgia, and then I have Indiana. And then I have Georgia going to the national championship against I think it's Oregon, right? Because I had Georgia and Ohio State in the semis. And I think it's let me check this. So Oregon Texas Tech. I have Oklahoma. I have Alabama playing. No, that's not right. Can update that. There we go. Yeah, so I have. Here we go. I have A&M playing Ohio State. I have Old Miss playing Georgia. I have Alabama playing Indiana. And I have Oregon playing Texas Tech. I have Texas Tech moving on. I have Alabama moving on. I have Georgia moving on. And I have Ohio State moving on. So Ohio State versus Georgia. Georgia moves on to the national championship. And I have Indiana playing Texas Tech. I have Texas Tech move on to the national championship, and Georgia winning the national championship over Texas Tech. That's my national championship right now. Georgia versus Texas Tech. Let's do this. Share screen. See it? Yeah, so yes. Again, Oregon playing Texas Tech, Bama facing Indiana, Ole Miss playing Georgia, A&M playing Ohio State, and Ohio State moving on to the semis. I have Georgia going to the semis playing Ohio State. I have Alabama beating Indiana. I have Texas Tech beating Oregon to move on to the semifinals. I have Texas Tech beating Alabama. I have Georgia beating Ohio State. I have Georgia versus Texas Tech in the national championship, and Georgia winning the national championship. So I'm sticking to my preseason pick. Um, my preseason pick was Georgia winning the national championship. Ironically, here it is. That was my prediction. Texas Tech versus Georgia in the national championship. But this instead of Texas, it's Texas Tech. So yeah, yeah. That was my preseason pick. I'm sticking to my preseason pick. It's probably gonna go to shit. So it is what it is. Because if Alabama was number 10, they would play Ohio State. Yeah. For the Army Navy game, I have Army winning this year. I probably won't be doing a show this week. Maybe I have to check when the bowl games are, and I'll do that. But I have Army winning. So my best bet went to shit. I went 1-4. I went 1-4 in my picks, so I am 32-33 on the season, going into the bowl season / playoff. And my best bets went 1-1, 7-11 going to the bowl season / playoff. So we'll see. But I'm gonna end the stream here because I put in my NFL bets, and see you later, guys. Might do another show this week just to talk about this more. Maybe Wednesday.